How's everyone doing? Just out on a ride. Checking out the weather, making sure everything's good. And yeah, I just stopped at one of my favorite spots along the way. The weather is getting a lot nicer here out on the Saanich Peninsula, so able to kind of tone it down a little bit. I don't have the motorcycle jacket on today, so I do have my Leat elbow guards on underneath here. And today I got my TSG wrist guards on along with my motorcycle gloves. And of course I got my Leat shin knee guards on as well as always. Never ride with those. Make it a lot more comfortable with the pads. So, out on the Sherman S today. It was fun out on the V10F yesterday. It's not that I don't ride in the rain. I ended up riding the V10F in the rain yesterday a few times for work. My boss lets me rip around. I deliver parts. So when it's close by and I can do it on my wheel, my boss says if you want to do it with the wheel, as long as you don't come after me if you have an accident, feel free. So that's one of the advantages. There, try to do that on the go. It actually worked. So yeah, we're on the Saanich Peninsula. So if anybody doesn't know, across the water there a ways, past that first island, is the United States. The San Juan Islands. Vancouver Island is like an hour and a half by ferry. Must do if somebody hasn't ever done it before, for sure. For somebody like me that's done it more times than I care to remember. Gets a little old. It's just a bus ride for me. But the view is spectacular, and quite often you end up seeing whales along the way, so that's kind of neat. So I've heard people talking about having issues with slowing down on grades with the Sherman S. My tip is always be carving, always be testing your brakes, know where you stand. If you're out of control going down a hill, maybe you should slow down. How's that for advice? You know, just because it can do it doesn't mean you should, right? You gotta learn your limitations. The machine has limitations, yes. Can you meet those limitations? I doubt it. You know, there's a lot of amazing riders out there for sure. And is it fun to push the limits of the wheel? Oh yeah. Just gotta know when to say when, that's all, I guess. And I am by no means preaching. I'm the last one to talk. Oh, let's try that. Yeah, that sounds like fun. I'm very easily convinced to take a risk. The year after I T-boned a Skoda doing 40 miles an hour, the next year on that exact date, I went skydiving with a bunch of coworkers. That was a lot of fun. Of course, on my first jump, I ended up with twisted lines. You know, of course. So if anybody doesn't know what that means, it means as soon as you jump out of the airplane, you're supposed to clear your lines so the guy on the ground knows that you're okay. So you grab the toggles that are velcroed to your parachute lines and you pull down on them, which gives you the ability to steer left or right depending on which one you pull down. So you clear your lines and then you do a turn to one way or the other, and that lets the guy know on the ground that you are okay. Well, when you get a twisted line, your canopy's open, there's no problem there. But they're wrapped around twisted, so you're actually twisted, so you have to, first of all, figure out which way it's twisted. Grab one of the lines and then throw yourself around one way or the other to untwist it, and then pray that you didn't go the wrong direction, otherwise you just made things worse. All while being on your first jump. Oh, yeah, I forgot to mention I fell out of the airplane first. My legs had gone to sleep, and I was first one out, which meant I was sitting where normally the passenger, actually the jump master sits where the passenger seat normally is, and you're facing him as first person out, so there are no seats in the aircraft. Okay, I'm talking, not paying attention to traffic. That's not good. I get distracted. I think I'm in a car and I can just stop. I forget where I am. Not a good admission. Welcome to the joyride, kids. This is going to be a very bizarre channel, I can promise you that. So yeah, my legs went to sleep. I'm facing the jump master, and it's time to come forward because I'm first person out. Well, I get myself into the doorway and I get one foot out. But when I went to go put my other one out, my legs had gone to sleep. And when I turned around to figure out why, I don't know if I want to go here. No. He's talking to somebody. That's my excuse to keep going. This is my old neighborhood. I knew that guy that I just passed, and I didn't really want to stop and talk. Oh, nesting season. I am now in what's called Saanich. There are so many municipalities on the peninsula. Not to mention hard to say words. You know, no idea where I'm going here. Other than that way.